Hello, Gloria Brooks here with Nature Glow's eScience. So, how to know if you are struggling with limiting beliefs around math. So, traditional education, which most, if not all of my viewers have gone through, you learned mathematics in an incremental way. You learned this type of math, basic maths in elementary school. Middle school, it was, pre-algebra and, on, and then higher maths in high school, algebra and geometry. And this is brainwashed into us that this is the only way that we can learn math. But I'm here to debunk that. All right, math is everywhere around us, okay? And how do we let go of the limiting beliefs? Well, first of all, acknowledging to ourselves first that math has to be learned a certain way. Do you agree with that? Do you believe that math must be learned in a step-by-step, lockstep method, and it can't be learned in any other way? It has to be learned through textbooks. There's so many ways that math is found in real life. My focal point with Nature Glow's eScience is seeing the beauty of math in things like art, architecture, and we start with a foundation of math history. Math history is rarely, if ever, taught in a traditional education setting. Perhaps some private schools touch on it or actually dive in deep, or charter schools. But we start with mathematics like with the ancient Egyptians and the Babylonians and the Greeks. And then that's how we view math, through the eye of history. So not only are kids learning the maths, they're also learning the history. And I don't teach maths in an incremental way. We look at the beauty of math everywhere. And a lot of people are like, well, that's just a great supplement. Doesn't have to be. It can be like your main course. Like if your kids are really into studying, the beauty of nature around them, they will love math art. That's my keystone course, actually. All right, but back to our limiting beliefs around math. Math has to be learned in this certain way, okay? Can you let go of that limiting belief? Can you let go of it? If you can't, you're going to stay stuck. And if you have kids that are fighting you in your homeschool and they hate doing math, I see this over and over in homeschool Facebook groups. I can't teach my kid math. My kid hates math. They push up against, they refuse to do it. I refused to do it too. When I was in second grade, my teacher handed me back my homework and it was filled with red X. I think every math problem was wrong. Maybe one or two were right. What did I do? I did self-directed education with it. I went home. I had an inspiration after reading Jacques Cousteau's marine biology hardbacks from the 70s or 60s. And I saw beautiful pictures of marine fish and whales and jellyfish. So I cut out little pieces of paper, taped them together, created this little book, and wrote little math problems inside of whales and mermaids and jellyfish. Totally brought the math alive. And nobody told me to do that. It wasn't a homework assignment. Those are the kinds of projects your kids want to do. But if we are stuck in our limiting beliefs on how education should be, your kids, kids are young. They haven't quite yet been brainwashed. Well, the longer they're in the traditional education system, the longer and longer, they start to think that, math has to be learned this certain way, but then they find they can't do it and they push back, but they still feel guilt inside. But, if you as a family can let go of those limiting beliefs that math is everywhere around you, and see if you can allow yourselves to let go, to unschool math even. Just let it go. And then start to notice the beauty of math found in nature, like the famed golden ratio, 1.618. It's a ratio that the ancient Greeks and Egyptians used in their building construction. Notice the Fibonacci number series, which starts with 0, 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, and each subsequent number, or each number next to each other, are added together to get the next number. And these numbers are found in plants, and it becomes like this treasure hunt of looking for Fibonacci numbers in numbers of flower petals and spiral turns and pine cones and sunflower heads. Play math video games. You know, so many parents feel such guilt around letting people play computer games. But computers are the adult tools of the age, okay? So that's a limiting belief. You know, I can't let my kid, I have to, you know, there's just all these stuck places that we have as a society. And if we can look at it through a different lens, what did the indigenous children do? What did indigenous cultures, they let their kids play with the bows and arrows. They let their kids play with fire. They don't even watch them. Like, the kids do their own thing. The kids come to the adults to ask questions and to learn from them, to, you know, to shoot the bows and arrows better, shoot the arrow better, to make the fire better. Adults become facilitators and resources instead of pressing, you know, coercing their kids to make them to do things that they don't want to do. The kids end up, they naturally want to be like us. So the kids today naturally want to play video games because they are the adult tools. Adults made the video games, folks. So let's address our limiting beliefs around math. If your child is struggling with math and there is a great big pushback, think about what are your beliefs about math and how it should be learned. See if you can let go of those beliefs that math has to be learned a certain way. And learn to look for math in everyday life around you. Okay? You could even go as far as unschooling math, which means just letting it go, not even addressing it unless your child wants to play the math video games, wants to play the math board games, wants to cook, and there's the math. You have to do math to cook, you know. Wants to balance their checkbook or whatever. Math is everywhere. It's unavoidable. So just relax and breathe that your kids will learn math through real life living. There it is right there. All right, grab my unit study freebie. For those of you who love unit studies, Nature Glow's eScience math and natural science courses are unit study based, and I have a free planner. That's my gift to you. So even if you are choosing to unschool math, you can use that to help you, record what your child's doing where math is involved for your state records. If you choose to use unit studies for math, start with a science topic and then pull your math from that. And the unit study planner will help you do that. All right, thanks for watching.